Hey Seed Hunters, here are the top 50 best seeds found this year in Minecraft. Seed 50 is the best village island ever found. Sitting next to an ocean monument and a mushroom island, it's what's under the village which truly makes this island special. Dig down below where you can find an ancient city combined with a stronghold, a mineshaft, and a ruined portal. Seed 49 is home to a multi-biome crater that would be a dream building location. With meadow on one side and snow on the other, I'd love to see a peaceful town built around this secluded lake. There's even an exposed cave which contains a hanging igloo basement. Seed 48 spawns you just steps away from the pit, the ginormous open cave that is filled with stone pillars, a giant lava lake, and 2 ancient cities. This is the most impressive cave entrance found this year for sure. I love how you can so easily fly down to your ancient city. Before we move on to better seeds, this year's Minecraft seeds are sponsored by Crossout 2.0. Just like Minecraft, Crossout is a game where the only limit is your imagination. It's a free-to-play post-apocalyptic epic action game where you craft the craziest battle vehicle you can think of and destroy your enemies in any way you'd like. You choose what you want to play with. Now working on a next generation engine, Crossout 2.0 feels like a completely new game. This huge update brings exciting new features, immersive interface, and insane graphics that I can't believe are available on a free game. I'm actually really impressed by how good the game feels to play and the sheer amount of customization options at your fingertips. The speed at which you can go from building your battle machine to testing it in the field is really cool. The damage indicators are an amazing feature too. It gives you a good idea of how your vehicle is performing in these intense PvP or PvE battles. I wish you could customize Minecraft vehicles with this many different parts. Imagine a boat with hover technology or a horse with self-guided missiles. I'm dying to see what vehicle creations you can come up with. Come join my team by downloading Crossout 2.0 for free using the link in our description. Using that link, you'll get an exclusive armored vehicle, an epic hologram, and even more bonuses. Seed 47 has one of the most colourful and breathtaking mountain landscapes in Minecraft. Imagine if this was the backdrop to your survival base. You would never want to leave. The Badland Peaks extend all the way to height limit, making this the steepest mountain slope I've ever found. Seed 46 has a village that sits right above my personal best cave find of the year. Head down the small ravine right next to the village and you'll find yourself in a spacious deep dark cave that contains 2 ancient cities and a stronghold. The end room is exposed and easily accessible from one of the cities. Seed 45 is the best jungle mountain seed found this year in my opinion. With an alluring valley that leads directly to a temple and a dense bamboo forest, I think this would be an ideal location for a jungle kingdom. Seed 44 is one of my favourite survival seeds. We found a lot of amazing multi-biome spawns this year and I think this one is one of the best. I just love the biome distribution. You spawn in a magnificent mountain range that separates all the cold biomes to the northeast and all the warm biomes to the southwest. Seed 43 has an incredibly rare desert village. Mangrove to the left, bamboo to the right, a crazy mansion directly in front, and a stronghold below to top things off. Make your way up to the top of the mansion where you'll spot loads more villages and temples. Seed 42 has one of my favourite villages of the year. This snow village is towered over by this insane windswept stone statue, a unique piece of terrain generation that you really have to check out for yourself. Seed 41 spawns you in the Love Heart Mountains. It's such a beautiful spawn with an abundance of different wood types. You could happily settle here for a long time before moving on. The heart is surrounded by jagged peak and you can bet you'll find some ancient cities beneath too. Seed 40 has 4 combined ancient cities. I don't think I need to say much about this one. If you're brave enough to explore an ancient megacity, you'll find it harder to find a bigger one than this. Seed 39 has a village that climbs up another unique piece of windswept terrain. With incredible views like this, I couldn't help but show you this one again. With blacksmiths high above ground and a perfect hole in the middle, this terrain is really one of a kind. Seed 38 spawns you on the shore of a huge lake surrounded by amazing mountains in all directions. Head round to the ocean to find out what made this seed stand out this year. A frozen cliff with exposed caves ready for you to move right in. A frozen base builder's fantasy. Seed 37 is where you'll find the Eye of Nature, the only perfect and natural oval ever found in Minecraft's infinite terrain. The eye contains a small aquifer with a waterfall that leads you into a cave with an exposed abandoned mineshaft. Seed 36 spawns you on a mountain Mountain Island. We showcased over 40 Mountain Island spawns this year, and this was one of our favorites. I could have included any of them to be honest, so if you're an island survivor, feel free to go check back through the catalog. Seed 35 spawns you stranded in the middle of the ocean. Swim to land where you'll come across the biggest mushroom island found this year. This thing literally goes on forever. Mushrooms as far as the eye can see. Seed 34 is possibly the best end spawn seed ever found. Defeat the dragon, make your way through the end gateway, and you'll spawn right above an end ship. The easiest elytra you'll ever find. Seed 33 spawns you at the base of a monstrous mountain range that is home to my favourite valley of the year. Two max height mountains sit side by side, separated by this long and winding valley. The visuals here are just magical. I'm sure this one will spark your imagination. Seed 32 has a meadow where the terrain feels alive. Two eyes have formed right next to each other, but they're also complete opposites. One has a central island and the other has a central lake. Drop down into one of the pupils where you'll find an incredible cave with an ancient city and a mineshaft. Seed 31 is where you'll find one of the best lush caves found this year. You'll start on a coastal mountain where heading through a lush cove will lead you to a hollow mountain. Make your way through the gap by the river and your mind will be blown by the endless possibilities this cave possesses. Seed 30 spawns you on the perfect survival island. Simple, but the best. Its simplicity is what makes it the best survival island found this year, because that's what survival islands are all about. You'll have limited resources, no mainland in sight, just survive and relax. Seed 29 has one of my favourite base locations found this year. An exposed cliffside cavern that's so big you can spot it from a mile off. There's so much space to make it your own, you can't complain with that ocean view. Seed 28 has a secret woodland mansion hidden away in a large open cave. There's been loads of amazing mansion seeds found this year, but this one is one of my favourites. I love how there's a secret entrance around the back of the cave. I just think this would be an amazing hidden base. Seed 27 spawns you in a beautiful meadow right next to another mansion, but it's the underworld where things get interesting in this one. Inside the ancient city you can find a giant ruined portal that leads you directly to a nether fortress. Seed 26 makes its way onto the list for breaking the record of the highest dungeon I've ever seen. It sits at Y172. There's a house just above it which towers over the rest of the village, which scales down this epic terrain. This could be the most epic spider farm ever. Seed 25 spawns you on one of the best coastal landscapes ever found in Minecraft, with cliffs that stretch forever, mountains that extend through the clouds, and beautiful valleys filled with forests of all kinds. You really couldn't wish for a better start to your adventure. Seed 24 has a 239 block drop all the way down into an ancient city. I challenged my viewers this year to find the longest drop in Minecraft, and this is the seed that came out victorious. The surrounding terrain, not too bad either. Seed 23 spawns you close by to some of the best warm biome terrain I've seen this year, but it's once again an ancient city that makes this seed extra special. Tell me this isn't the best ancient city cave you've ever seen. I just love how it sits right on the fiery shore of this lava lake. Seed 22 is another incredible survival spawn with almost every biome you could wish for within close proximity. What I love about this one is that there's a mansion in the center which sits on a river that leads you to all the warm biomes and all the cold biomes depending on which direction you follow it. Seed 21 spawns you in the infinite mineshaft. You heard right, infinite wood, infinite loot, infinite rail. It really does go on forever. There's so much mineshaft to explore, but I actually just really love the spawn area. Seed 20 spawns you next to some of the sharpest jagged peaks you're likely to find. Use this cave entrance that leads you through the intimidating slopes and leads you to a dripstone village. Head above the houses to find the rest of the village with another beautiful backdrop. Seed 19 is the very first seed that was uploaded to my channel this year, and the tallest mansion I've ever found. I'm so proud of this find, and I was so excited when I stumbled across it. There's so much to see around this crazy mansion, but my favourite feature is this lush cave. This has been one of my favourites to survive on in 2022. Seed 18 is another seed that would be perfect for a long-term survival adventure. You spawn right next to a large lake which is surrounded by almost every biome you could wish for. The seed is also home to one of the best Badlands biomes we've seen this year. Seed 17 comes from one of my favourite videos of the year, where I showed you 20 of the biggest mountain ranges ever found. I think this one is the most impressive. Just check out that valley. Seed 16 is one of the most craziest seeds of the year for sure. Right by spawn, this one has a 5-structure collision that includes an outpost, a shipwreck, a desert temple, a ruined portal, and a village. There's even some ocean ruins trying to join in on the fun too. Seed 15 spawns you right by some more jaw-dropping cliffs, this time in the form of Badlands cliffs. The views from the coral reef below are incredible. I think this area would be perfect for a cliff-faced town. Seed 14 has got to be the best double mansion seed found this year. You've got one mansion sitting in the ocean on an island, with another mansion directly opposite over on the mainland. The perfect seed for two friends to settle in competing mansions, or maybe even connect them together. Seed 13 has my personal favorite lush cave of the year, and it's right by spawn. It's absolutely huge. The view of the lush ceiling from the depths below is really something you have to see for yourself, and the lush ridge that circles the cave really makes the layout of this one unique. Seed 12 spawns you right next to this epic Badlands crater, another dreamlike building location for those of you that love Badlands. The crater is surrounded by loads of different structures and biomes to explore. So many memories have been made in this crater, and I'm sure there are still more to be made. Seed 11 is possibly the best seed for a long-term survival experience. It has every single biome within plus or minus 1,104 blocks from spawn. To top off the incredible biome diversity, there's also loads of cool features, including this village that sits above a cave that's ready for you to call home. Seed 10 has the most picturesque terrain of the year in my opinion. This stunning terrain allowed for my favorite thumbnail of 2022. The mountain provides a beautiful backdrop to this plains biome. Imagine being a Minecraft villager and waking up to this view every morning. Seed 9 has got to be right up there in terms of features right at spawn. Not only do you spawn in an amazing mountain crater, but it's packed with rare structures including a mansion, an outpost, and a village. There's even an ancient city somewhere under here too. Seed 8 is a strong contender for the most beautiful building location of the year. Check out this mountain island, which has mountain slopes that lead you down through a forest to a small patch of grass surrounded by water. The perfect place for a quaint, cozy cabin. Seed 7 is where you'll find the best village I have ever personally found. I just love how it climbs up this frozen slope to a magical snowy mountain crater. These villagers really couldn't have picked a better spot for their blacksmith. Seed 6 has another one of the best mountain craters found this year, as well as some of the best lush caves we've seen this year. This beautiful village crater is right by spawn. Okay, maybe this is the best place to live as a villager. Follow the mountain valley where you can find this exposed mountain cave and another amazing lush cave by the ocean. Seed 5 wins the award for the most broken seed of the year. An incredibly tall outpost towers over a mansion village that sits right on top of an ocean monument, and there's even a stronghold down here too. This is the craziest seed you'll ever play. Seed 4 is another perfect survival seed with a perfect world center. You spawn right next to this meadow crater where you can set up camp. Surrounding the meadow is almost every biome you could ever wish for. If I had to choose a new survival world right now, it would be this one. Seed 3 has the most exciting start to a Minecraft world ever. You spawn on top of a mansion, which is right next to both a village and an outpost. This crazy combination is made even better by the fact it's elevated up on a beautiful meadow. Seed 2 has my favorite piece of terrain found this year. You spawn right next to this snowy mountain sinkhole, which has the most incredible lush cave that cuts right through it. This seed is truly the definition of caves and cliffs. I'm not sure any seed will ever be able to beat this cave entrance. Seed 1 is home to the most beautiful meadow crater I've ever stumbled across. This may not be the best seed overall, but it certainly had the most influence. This crater alone pulled in over 2 million views for my channel this year, now my most viewed video ever. I'm confident that this seed has made so many memories for Minecraft players, and that's what really counts. Which seed has been your favorite in 2022? Did you know the best seeds found in 2021 all still work too? Check out last year's video to compare which year was better.